The frost moon hung low over the crystalline plains of Vekthar, casting long shadows through the medical bay's transparent walls. Ariel pressed her scaled hand against the observation window, her triple-jointed fingers trembling as she watched her cub's shallow breathing. The monitors surrounding the small form chirped their warnings, oxygen saturation dropping, neural activity fluctuating, cellular degradation accelerating. Pack leader Ariel, commander of the Vikthari war fleet and terror of 3-star systems, had never known helplessness until this moment. "The sedatives are no longer working," the medical officer reported, his crest flattening in distress. "The poison has adapted again. It's rewriting itself faster than our systems can analyze it." Ariel's growl reverberated through the deck plating. 6 weeks ago, an assassination attempt meant for her had struck her cub instead. A bioweapon so sophisticated that it evolved within the victim's body, anticipating and countering every treatment. The galaxy's finest xenobiologists had examined the child. All had left with the same verdict: impossible to cure with known technology. The Vekthari did not surrender. But Ariel was watching her cub die by degrees, and even a pack leader's will could not hold back entropy. The door to the medical bay hissed open. Ariel spun, fangs bared, expecting another useless specialist with another apologetic report. Instead, she found herself facing a human, a species she had fought against in the border wars, a species she had learned to grudgingly respect but never trust. He was unremarkable by human standards. Medium height, dark hair graying at the temples, wearing a threadbare jacket that had seen too many worlds. A battered leather bag hung from his shoulder. But his eyes carried the weight of someone who had walked through fire and emerged clutching what mattered most. "I'm Cole," he said simply. "I hear your cub needs help. You're late." Ariel snarled, though no one had summoned him. "Every charlatan in the sector has been here with their miracle cures. None have worked." Cole didn't flinch from her fury. "I'm not a charlatan, and I didn't come here to sell you hope." He moved past her to the observation window, studying the medical readouts with practiced efficiency. "I came here because no child should die from something that can be fixed. My physicians say it cannot be fixed. Your physicians are thinking like the weapon expects them to think." Cole tapped the glass, his expression grim. "This bioweapon is designed to adapt to advanced medical technology. It reads the treatment algorithms, predicts the next move, evolves accordingly. You're playing chess with something that's always 3 moves ahead." Ariel's claws scraped against the metal railing. "Then what do you propose, human?" Cole opened his leather bag and withdrew a small, ancient-looking container ceramic, hand-painted with faded symbols. "You stop playing its game. You use something so old, so simple, that it has no reference point for adaptation." The medical officer scoffed. "Primitive remedies? Pack leader. This is absurd." "Honey," Cole interrupted. "Specifically, honey from earth bees, mixed with propolis and royal jelly. Humans have used it for over 8,000 years to fight infections. It works through mechanical and chemical properties that bioweapons like this one aren't programmed to recognize as threats." Ariel stared at the container. "You're telling me that while my cub dies of the most sophisticated weapon in the galaxy, you want to treat it with insect vomit? Bee nectar, technically." Cole met her gaze steadily. "But yes, the bioweapon is looking for complex molecular treatments, targeted gene therapies, nanite interventions. It's not looking for simple enzymes, hydrogen peroxide formation, and pH disruption. That's its blind spot. And if you're wrong, then you've lost nothing you weren't already losing." His voice softened. "But I'm not wrong. During the border wars, I watched humans survive biological attacks that should have killed them not because of our superior technology, but because we still remembered the old ways. Sometimes the simplest solution is the one nobody thinks to try." Ariel looked at her cub, at the monitors screaming their descent toward zero. Every instinct told her to reject this absurdity, but those same instincts had failed her for 6 weeks. "Do it," she growled. Cole moved with careful precision, scrubbing in beside the medical team. He diluted the honey mixture carefully, explaining each step in clinical terms that even the skeptical physicians couldn't dismiss entirely. The application was simple, almost insultingly so, introduced through the cub's IV line and applied topically to the entry wound that had never fully healed. Nothing happened for the first minute, or the second. Then, on the third minute, one of the monitors chirped differently. The medical officer leaned forward, crest rising in confusion. The cellular degradation. It's slowing. Impossible, another physician muttered, adjusting the displays. The bioweapons adaptation rate is dropping. It's not responding to the treatment. It can't respond, Cole explained, cleaning his hands. It's evolved to counter technology it recognizes as medical intervention. But honey doesn't register as medicine to it, just an environmental contaminant. By the time it realizes what's happening, the damage is done. Ruve. 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 Over the next hour, the monitors told a story that made the entire medical team fall silent. Oxygen saturation rising. Neural patterns stabilizing. Cellular regeneration beginning. The bioweapon, for all its sophisticated programming, was being overwhelmed by something humans had pulled from beehives millennia before they reached the stars. Ariel watched her cub's breathing deepen, strengthen, normalize. The child's eyes fluttered open for the first time in days, focusing on her mother's face. The pack leader's roar of relief shook the medical bay. When the immediate crisis had passed and her cub slept peacefully, Ariel found Cole preparing to leave. "You saved my child with primitive medicine," she said, the words carrying no insult this time, only wonder. Cole shouldered his bag, smiling slightly. "That's the thing about humans, pack leader. We've conquered space, split atoms, and reshaped worlds. But we never forgot that sometimes the old ways work because they're true, not because they're advanced." He paused at the door. "Your scientists were looking at the ceiling, trying to reach higher. I just reminded them to check the foundation." As Cole disappeared into the corridor, Ariel returned to her cub's side, watching the steady rise and fall of breathing that had nearly stopped forever. The human had taken no payment, requested no favor, sought no advantage. He had simply seen a dying child and known how to help. Perhaps, Ariel thought, humanity's real strength wasn't their weapons or their technology. Perhaps it was their stubborn refusal to forget where they came from, even as they reached for the stars. The frost moon continued its arc across the sky, and on the plains of Vecthar, a pack leader's cub lived because a human remembered that the oldest remedies are sometimes the strongest.